started singing, like, or just like made it a tune. But what's up, you guys? Your girl G here. Welcome back to my channel. All right, coming to talk to you guys really fast. I just got out of my doctor's appointment. Your girl is hungry AF. I had to have one of those appointments where you had to be fasting, nothing to eat or drink since midnight. So your girl is starving. But nonetheless, you guys, I got enough time to talk about some things. I was going to do a little, episode of Shoot the okay? But I think I want to go live to talk about the things. Brian McKnight, Megan Thee Stallion, allegedly, she got an ex-employee that's feeling like you owe me. And a few other things. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go live, so y'all make sure to stay tuned for that link. But right now, y'all, we are gonna get into Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. We reached the finale. This actually was a pretty decent season, I'm not gonna lie. It definitely, delivered. So let's go ahead and get into it, because Scrappy, it's given that you are the bitter baby daddy. You are the bitter ex that a lot of people are so easily, all right, y'all, I'm back. Sorry about that. I hit that bump and the whole camera came down. But yeah, I was talking about Scrappy, and long story short, Scrappy is the one that needs to be titled bitter. A lot of the times it's so easy to put the bitter, angry title on a woman because of her emotional reactions. But anytime I hear men specifically say, oh, she just bitter, oh, she just bitter, I'm always gonna ask the question, does she have the right to be? Does she have the right to be? Is what I'm always gonna say. If you ran down the resume of she went through with her dude, let me know after hearing that, does she have the right to be angry? I'm not going to call it bitter because it's anger, it's hurt, it's a whole bunch of things. But yeah, nonetheless, like I said, Scrappy, he the one that's upset. And it's two things that he said this episode that let me know his main anger is coming from the fact that he is shocked that Bambi actually left. That's where his frustration and anger comes from. But let's go ahead and get into the episode. So we open up with Jessica and Carly. They're basically just catching up, especially after Kai, he proposed. Let me close this window so y'all can hear me just a little better. Y'all know Kai, he proposed, and Jessica wasn't here for it. She like, I see through him. You talking about, oh, it's nothing but love, nothing but love. And Jessica hit him with that, you mean polyamorous love? Even Carly was kind of like, oh, she was not expecting that. But at the end of the day, Carly's like, I just love Kai, and not only that, he's just super supportive of me. And it's like, Carly, your big old age, and you still falling for dudes like this? You clearly are not doing the work, because if you were, you would not be with a nigga like Kai, who clearly is a scammer. Okay, and if he's with you and is quote unquote supporting you, it's because he sees that he can get something out of it. Because homie lost all his money, all his munions. Okay, he lost all his munions when he lost Meg Thee Stallion. So we know he broke. But just because I know that man don't like me because I'll call him out on his okay. And secondly, I know what's happening behind the scenes. I guess that light-skinned dude Summers, Carly basically was like, he was only, for some get back, basically. And basically Justice like, okay, girl, I get it. You love him. And there's nothing I can do about that. I know what that feels like because, I still love Nick. And when she said that, I was like, oh, Jessica, why? Like, girl, there nothing in the world would ever have me admit, even if it's true, nothing in the world would ever have me admit on national TV that I still love a nigga who got 13 kids and around just procreate a whole bunch of fatherless homes. Okay, money aside, here's a man that is creating kids that he's not spending time with, point blank period. And then not only that, Nick has an ego, and having a woman who years later still can't get over you is upset about the fact that she couldn't be a part of your little baby harem. Like, Jessica, I would never admit that on national TV. But long story short, Carly says she gonna stick beside him. They start talking about Spice, and Carly's happy that they are in a better space. They might not be best friends, but for the meantime, it's good that they're at least just texting each other and checking in. So they talk about Rasheeda's fashion show. Jessica's actually gonna walk, and Carly, she'll be seeing Spice, and she's just like, I'm just glad to know that I'll be in a space where it won't be awkward anymore. So moving on, there was a scene with Sierra, Saucy, and Ritty Rucci. So they go talk to Saucy about the whole Zell stuff, because in Canada, y'all know Zell, his feelings was hurt. He was going in, and so Sierra's like, I want to check in on Saucy and see what the deal is. So, for Saucy, he's like, I don't know what else I can do to let this man know that I don't want to be with him, And that's what that saying is. I think Judge Tolan even said it. Don't you ever let no man tell you more than once that he don't want you, okay? And Zell, I know you love this man. Let me roll this window up so y'all can hear me. And Zell, I know you love this man. You do. But he don't want you, okay? And I know your feelings is hurt. Zell, he went on social media and started being messy, trying to blast Saucy Santana. Not only that, Saucy was like, he even tried to sell a story to me to the blogs. So when Sierra asked, like, oh, would you ever get back with Zell? He was like, no, I can't do it. And I can't be mad at Zell for that, because anybody who in a fight with each other and your first reaction is to go try and sell stories to the blogs, like, I can't trust you. But Saucy also knew that, like, Zell do love me, and he has been good to me. And, he was thinking to himself, like, damn, I'm doing this man bad, dirty, I'm cheating on him. And so it's just like, he wants out, okay? And Zell, your feelings is hurt, but you just gonna have to deal with it. Saucy is feeling some type of way about seeing him at Rasheeda's fashion show, but he said, look, I'm gonna go perform, do my thing, and then, get out of there. So here's the scene where Scrappy said the first thing that let me know he's a bitter baby daddy. So he is going to get his toes and fingernails did. Y'all know the men's is finally catching on to keeping up your hygiene and your grooming. But yeah, so Scrappy's in there. Mendices comes first, and Mendices like, yeah, I just want to talk with Scrappy because shoot, I see a lot going on social media. And so, Mendices thing is like, yeah, dude, I see you got all the ladies on social media. I know how Mendices be talking through his teeth. Yeah, you got so much going on, your baby mother, you got Erica. And Scrappy's just like, look, I'm single and I'm moving single. And, I'm trying to do what I never got a chance to. When he said that, I'm just trying to do what I never got a chance to. Scrappy, what you mean you never got a chance to? First of all, you were Scrappy. I'm meaning in the rapper sense. So you definitely got to do you. Then when you got with Erica, you sure as hell still did you. Not to mention, Diamond, Bucky, they was in the equation back then. So you were still, doing you when you was with Erica. Now cut to Bambi. Guess what you still doing, Scrappy? Doing you. So to sit there and have this notion like, oh, I'm finally getting to do something, for myself, it's just straight hogwash. But he's like, yeah, I'm single. And so Kirk comes in, and Kirk, his thing is like, I see Scrappy, but it's giving he need to sit down. Like, he need to sit down. It's too much going on. And so, Kirk and Medici just like, what's popping? And so all Scrappy can say is, well, I'm taking Bambi back to court over a book. And the book is basically like kids trying to, I think, cope through divorce. And he's convinced that she put stuff in the book that was purposed to make him look bad. So then my thought process was, what did you see in the book that made you think, oh, she definitely talking about me? That's something, she trying to make me look bad and defame me. And so he's like, oh, she put in a book and trying to hide it, behind it being a children's book. So I'm like, What did you see that was like, oh yeah, she talking about me? Because if that's the case, that means we got to start talking about your ill behaviors in the marriage, and that's something that you clearly don't want to talk about, because you still don't believe that you really was doing wrong with the whole diamond situation, for real. But you know, Kirk is like, you know, y'all still got a co-parent, like all that type of stuff. And when DC, he started talking about how him and Andy, he's like, yeah, you know, me and Andy, we kind of in a rough spot too. And when Scrappy said, but yeah, the positive thing is, you know, y'all still together, you know, y'all still married. That was the first thing that let me know Scrappy mad that Bambi left. He is upset that he did not get blessed with a stick beside a woman, because he see Yandy home and DC's down, and then when he get asked could he do the same thing, that nigga was stuck on mute, like, I don't know. What you mean I don't know? After Yandy that actually held you down, you can't even hit her back with it. Yeah, I do it too. And then you got Kirk, you know, he's still in his relationship after all the that he did to Rasheeda. So Scrappy has the mentality of, you know, these women gonna stay. And the fact that Bambi left, and his remark is also in earlier in the season was like, yeah, you know, you hanging out with friends that try to help you get divorced. Yeah, if you're not being a good husband, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. So that's where it's like the first thing that let me know Scrappy is upset about Bambi leaving. But nonetheless, he's like, Kurt, come and get your feet in this foot coochie, this foot puss. He's like, it's just wet and gushy. It's basically those little balls that when they get wet, they like expand or whatever. But yeah, so Rasheeda, she is doing the fashion show. You know, at least she wasn't giving Sheba charade. You know, Sheba, she didn't have it. You know, it might still be AliExpress or you know what, but at least, you know, she's handling it with a little more couth and tact than Sheree sure did. But she held her little, you know, casting. Jessica was there. Jessica is beautiful and talented, but the bitch crazy, and I'll stand on that. Jessica crazy. As I said, those women are just so beautiful, and it's like, but they crazy. I feel like that's Jessica. But Bambi was there, and you know, she brought up the fact that Scrap is taking her back to court, and she's feeling some type of way because it's like, damn, here we go again. You try to take me to court over something dumb. And Kirk is like, you know, what is it? She's like, this book. And it's like, did you even read the book? Or are you just upset? Like, did you even actually read the book? And so she's just like over it at this point. Jessica's like, you want me to hit him? She's like, nah, you ain't got to do that, babe. She's like, I'll hit him for you. So, it's day of the fashion show. Spice came in looking nice. That was the best Spice's hair ever looked to me, with that blue, because usually her blue be looking real dingy and washed out. It don't give blue, it just give blue. Like, you know, it don't give blue all the way, but her style was cute. Everything about it was cute. She goes in, you know, says hi to Carly because they're, you know, they're copacetic now. She sits next to Zale. Shekinah comes in and she lets, you know, Shekinah know that she's like, you know, I made up with Jess, I made up with Bambi, I made up with Carly. Shekinah was like, oh, that's nice. But really what she meant to say is, bitch, what the, you know? And Shekinah's like, I think you should do the same. And Spice is like, I think you should do the same. Shekinah's like, nah, I'm good. Like, I'm all right. You know, that girl lied on me. Then that heifer threw a water bottle at me. I'm good, you know. Zell being messy. Should we call her over here? Man. So, the fashion show happens. You know, Bambi looked good. Titties was tittying. Amy looked good. Titties was tittying. Chaotic didn't know what to do. The performances, you know, Saucy came, he performed. Zell, I guess, didn't know he was coming, so he was shocked. You know, Rasheeda put him on and make him want to marry me. The fact that you even still married to this thing is, you know, as I say, what's the black way of saying, you stupid? It couldn't be me. Rasheeda, that's all I can say when it comes to you and Kirk, when y'all love throwing this, oh yeah, we worked on things, you know. No, it's giving Rasheeda, you just took him back. That's all that is. So yeah, they do that, and you know, Scrappy performs, and you know, Bambi's bopping to it, and Bambi's like, you know, regardless of me, you know, not being in a good space with him, like, I'ma still bop to the song, because regardless, you know, Scrappy back in the day had, you know, some bangers. So after everybody's like going over to congratulate Rasheeda, Zell did go over to talk to Saucy and just apologize. You know, he's like, yeah, you know, I was hurt and, you know, going after you on social media, but I apologize, and I'm not the only one who did something wrong. You know, we were going at each other. And Saucy's like, I wasn't going at you. He was like, well, yeah, you were when you were posting that dude. And Saucy, in his mind, is like, yeah, I wasn't going at you. Like, I'm posting what's going on in my life, you know? Like Saucy Santana told Sierra, he's like, you know, y'all post, when y'all go out to eat somewhere, y'all post y'all plate. Well, when I go out, I post my niggas. Like, it's just like that. So, you know, essentially, Saucy confirmed finally, Zell, we not gonna be together. And Zell, his Polo heart, you can tell Polo he gonna cry in the car, okay? So we get to everybody over there. First, it was Scrappy over there with Rasheeda and them, and Rennie came over and finally announced that she was pregnant, okay? She with child. And so then I kind of got everybody like on the baby talk and the kids, and you know, they're like, Scrappy, you know, speaking of kids, like, you gotta keep good with Bambi, you know, at the end of the day, like, y'all know y'all parents, y'all gotta handle it. And Scrappy just kind of like, man, that's not me, that's her. You know, y'all wouldn't know behind the scenes how dirty she doing me, how she talking about me, and you know, that's why I'm taking her ass back to court, you know. And so he walks away, and then Bambi comes up, and here Carly Miss ass talking about, girl, Scrappy was talking cash money shit about you. And Bambi's like, what? She was like, yeah, girl, he was talking shit. I said, Carly, stop being messy. Because when Bambi was like, what he say? All Carly kept saying was, girl, he just was talking shit. So, you know, they're just basically telling Bambi, like, what's up? Like, y'all need to get it together. And one thing that Scrappy, this was the second thing that Scrappy said, which was, he was like, you know, Kurt, he was like, Kurt, you know, at the end of the day, he was like, you know, what I do know at the end of the day, no matter what Kirk do, Rasheeda, she not gonna leave him. And Rasheeda's face was kind of like, and yeah, you was stuck, Rasheeda, because at the end of the day, you want to be in your confessional talking about, oh, wait a minute, buddy, you know, it's because, you know, when you got people who do the work, that's the type of result that you get. Are you sure y'all did the work, or you just decided you wasn't leaving him? Because did you do the work after he cheated on you the first time? Did you do the work after he cheated on you the second time? Did y'all do the work when he had the baby on you and you found out he was paying for that bitch, you know, apartment? Was y'all doing the work then? Like, Rasheeda, you not going nowhere. Sorry. It's like, we know that, you know that. And so when Scrappy said that, it was just another confirmation that he's upset that Bambi didn't do what these other heifers was doing, which was stay and struggle of. And Bambi finally came over and was like, bro, you ungrateful. She's like, nah, bitch, I know. When we go 50-50 with a dude, pay for half stuff, pregnant, have 3 kids back to back to back, and still put up with cheating? No, like, you ungrateful. And the thing is, the fact that, Scrappy, you're not even owning up and accepting the fact that, bro, you wasn't covering rent. She had to find out through y'all's landlord that you wasn't paying for shit. But protect and provide, right? Because women can depend on y'all to protect and provide, right? And so now Scrappy upset, talking about, girl, you ain't nobody. She's like, you would never. Like, she's like, look at me. He's like, look at me, you know. And I mean, y'all, baby look good after 3 kids. Y'all can't say she don't. But you know, they going back and forth, and he probably would be like, you psychotic, you know, you just like my mama, you know. She's like, girl, she was like, I ain't nobody like Mama D. And how dare you, Scrappy, try to say she like Mama D? Because at the end of the day, Mama D, we know she is more than a couple screws loose, because she doing all that, music videos, the live she was doing, the social media, the blog, just constantly saying stuff about Bambi. Your mama is out of whack, okay? And then, when she was like, yeah, but you got all your women. He's like, I ain't got no women. He was like, but you got your nigga. She's like, yep, sure do. And when Scrappy was like, oh yeah, Rasheeda, but she was so in love, but she already got another nigga. This the girl that told you she was so in love, but she already moved on. So what that say? It say that she realized I can't change it, and I'm not going to expect him to, because that's what happens with a lot of women. They sit there and wait for you to change, and y'all never do, because y'all feel like she not going nowhere, especially when a girl pops out some kids, and the fact that she had 3, he definitely felt like, she ain't going nowhere. That's why a lot of you niggas don't change. Scrappy's in his Martell era right now. He is looking around, realizing I'm not waking up to my kids like that no more. I don't got a woman in the house to take care of me, which is why the first thing he did, as most niggas do, they go find another woman they gotta find their chef, they gotta find their maid, they gotta find their cleaning service, and they gotta find they coochie on command, and that's what he got out of Diamond. Her dumb ass, girl. You really thought you was just gonna swoop on in and he was gonna take you back after that? Girl. But yeah, he's in his anger era, and instead of, like Bambi said when she was talking to Spice, it was like, you mad, but you the one who fucked up, and I can't say nothing, because the minute I do, now I'm the bitter baby mama. I can't talk about how he cheated on me, because then I'd be wrong. And that's what always happens. It's like the minute a woman starts airing out her grievances, now it's like, you're trying to down the dad, you trying to make him look bad, at the end of the day, that's the kid's father. And it's like, yeah, you're mad and you're angry, but that's your doing. You sleeping on people's couches and had to stay with Chaotic and living in hotels room and they got no money off of your actions. And when they look back and see that they ain't got and not only do they not have as a man, but the only reason you did have is because a woman offered it to you, it makes men mad, okay? But yeah, after they started beefing, Scrappy walked off. He was like, man, believe that, and then that's kind of where the episode ended. So yeah, you guys, what y'all think about Scrappy trying to take Bambi back to court over that book? What y'all think was in the book that made him feel like, she talking about me? Because that's my thing. Like, you trying to say she's hiding stuff in this book, but what was it? Like, what was it in particular? Because if that's the case, then that means you really low-key snitching on yourself, Scrappy. But yeah, what you guys think about Yandy Mendices, staying together? Y'all know she's still going through with her IVF situation, and Mendices, he's upset because it's like, man, Yandy, she basically, like, she don't fill me in on nothing, which I could understand. At the end of the day, I don't like when men do it. You hear all the time women's like, he just make a decision, I'm just supposed to roll along with it because, he the man, I'm the woman. And it's vice versa. Like, Yandy, you can't, just be making actions happen and then just tell Mendices like he's just supposed to go along with it. Like, communicate with your spouse, But at the end of the day, I do think that Mendices is struggling to adjust to the type of woman that Yandy is. She figured out a way to do it without you. And like y'all say, men say, women, you gotta make us feel needed, And because Yandy's not doing this game of like, as he say, check on your household. Granted, okay, if she does check on her household, you feel back in with her kids, like, you're still gonna have the same complaints of like, you're back in the house and you want to feel like the husband again. And so, like I said, yeah, Yandy, you can do some compromising, but at the end of the day, Mendices needs to figure out his security within himself with that. But yeah, Rennie Rucci, she's pregnant. What you guys think about Bambi? And she said, and my nigga, he covering the legal fees too. I said, hit him with a checkmate. She said, and he covering the legal fees. I said, there you go, Bambi. Let that nigga know. You're not gonna keep playing with me and take me down. Scrappy and his mama just are doing all them ladies. It was Bambi, Erica, Scrappy, Mama D, all at one time not Bambi. It was Erica, Diamond, Scrappy, Mama D, all of them at one time really trying to get after Sierra. But yeah, it just whack. That's all I can say. But I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Like I said, y'all tell me what you feel about the season. This was a really good season. And what y'all think for the future of, love and hip hop. And yeah, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and I will catch y'all hoes later. Deuces.